So this is one of those habits that I think a lot of us think sounds good and we try it. If you're like me, you've bought tons of notebooks that are basically empty. And you probably have bought tons of pens that you've either lost or are in some drawer somewhere. I started doing this more lately because I decided to find a really good pen. It's amazing how many pens there are. Top pen lists that have like 50 pens. And it's just amazing how many companies and brands or whatever. And so I found this pen. Okay, so it's an Evergel liquid gel ink. And I believe it's this is 0.7, but then I also have I have another one that's a 0.5, and you can change the insert. And again, like finding a pen is like finding like a gaming mouse, or I don't know, like anything there's a lot of different styles. You need to find the one that works for you. Like I've tried mouses, for example, that I just can't use, right? And I've gone through a few of them to find the one that was the best for me productivity-wise and for when I'm gaming, stuff like that. And so the pen's the same thing. I also found that the paper matters as well. So these Rodea books I really like. And this is a dot book, okay? And it flips up, which I tend to like because the ones that flip to the side, they're hard to keep flat. So you can always have this flat for the most part. But the habit I'm talking about, and you'll need to find a pen, you'll need to find the right notebook. I also have this other book by this company called Baron Fig. It's also a dot pad, and they have different styles. There's a flimsy style. I started writing this today, actually. And so the habit I'm talking about, though, is writing a lot. Every morning when I'm working, the first thing I do when I work is I think and I write and I take notes and I review like for example, I got my daily list of things. I got my life pillars, my business pillars, my primary work reminders, my average schedule each week. I'm just trying to find things, remind myself of the big things that matter. And this habit is a never-ending thing. And if you're not doing it on a daily basis, life creep will constantly creep in. And so the habit / the idea is to constantly give yourself space every day to, some people call it journaling. I don't really journal because I don't journal my thoughts, but I definitely write down ideas and reminders, and I try to constantly hone in on the less is more. What are the big things? The number one thing, essentialism, all these ideas that we need in our distracted world. And so for me, this has been a really great thing that I've been doing as I've had more projects come up, and as I'm trying to juggle more things, I'm able to cull away and prune the things that I don't need so I can focus on the things that are most important. And journaling and writing, and they've even done research that writing helps you retain, that just the very act of writing can help you retain information better. Like even if I don't go back and read these things, just the fact that I wrote them down makes that connection and brings it to the forefront of my consciousness. I actually do go back and read these pretty often. What I do is as you'll see here, I tear pages out, okay? So I'll write different things that come to mind, reminders, ideas, whatever, and then every so often, once I get a few pages in, because if you see this, I got a page, I got a page, I got a page. Some of these are actually reference pages that I'll go back. Like this is my typical day page, work, grow, etc. This one is the different projects I'm working on. So I like to use little mind maps. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but like the main things and little trees that go down and the main things, and I try to visually mind map the really big, most important things. So the habit is twofold. It is writing and using some kind of system like this in the mornings, but it's also getting in the habit of mapping out, thinking about, culling the things that not trivial and trivial. Okay, so the things that are trivial, usually that are noise, you want to get rid of as much of that as possible and focus on the big things, the big 1, 2, or 3 things that move you, life, business, whatever forward, right? A lot of times it's a very small set of efforts or activities that get you the most results. It's Pareto's principle, 80-20. So they say that 80% of your results usually come from 20% of your effort, and sometimes it's even less than that. It's like 95-5. You might do sales calls every day, and that percent of what you do is a very small percent of your day, but it generates you all your revenue, for example, right? And there's a million examples. It's like typically a few of your best customers generate most of your revenue. It's a power law distribution is what it's called. So I hope this is useful. I hope you consider maybe adding a morning routine, even a night routine. Actually, at night when I have a lot of ideas in my head, I write them out until I'm basically falling asleep. This is huge if you have monkey mind, you have trouble falling asleep at night, getting your ideas out and onto paper will help you sleep. It'll help your brain shut off. So that's a really big side tip. But get a habit, find a pen that works, find a notebook and some paper that you like. I really like these Rodea books. They have every style. They have dot grids. They have I guess grids. They have lined everything, and they have different styles and papers, and it's just really high quality stuff, and they're very budget. So make sure you like and subscribe, and actually take action today. Don't just sit around. Take action. Do it.